Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Tarot Talk. My name is Tommy, and I'll be hosting your weekly reading today. Now, we're going to dive right in with this super quick overview, but do make sure to stick around for the in-depth reading after we finish up that. All right, for your quick reading, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Hermit. All right. So starting out here, you've got, again, the Ten of Pentacles. And here you see this archway back here in the back, suggesting that there's a solid foundation that you have built for yourself. You really seem to be in a pretty good environment right now. You've got abundance. There's family life here. This card symbolizes wisdom and just kind of legacy in general. So you're working on something that is off to a great start here. Now, it looks like you're moving fast in whatever this is as well, because this Knight of Swords here, you see the horse that is just charging full steam ahead here. The knight is engaged and ready for battle. He's ready to cut through anything that comes down his path. So whatever this is that you're building, it's really accelerated here, and you're building it fast. Now, at the same time, you've got this, the Hermit energy here. And I feel like in your case, you're being directed almost to slow down a little bit. The Hermit has got this tall staff that he's holding here. There are some mountains in the distance, but he stands high above them. And he's being led on his journey by this lantern with this bright light shining from within. So this is really pointing towards your inner wisdom, inner guidance, kind of listening to that inner voice. So it might be time here that with everything that you have built to this point in your life, and as fast as you've been able to accomplish some things, at least here recently for sure, it's time to kind of slow down. We don't want to make any mistakes. We want to be able to proceed with caution here while we reflect. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be on a permanent slowdown, but you are being cautioned to, again, look within right now. Now, let's go a little bit deeper here. In a minute, we're going to do a Celtic cross spread, but before we jump into that, I want to see how you are showing up in this energy here. Okay, Scorpio, so you're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. Another great card to have. This is yet another sign of abundance. She's sitting here on this firm and structured stone throne here, and she's kind of holding her pentacle here, really nurturing and caring for it. You see this garden of abundance here. So the message that I'm getting is continue nurturing what it is that you've worked so hard, but again, maybe at a slower pace here. It's kind of time to stop and smell the roses, right? This card is about connecting with nature, which I know can be hard to do during the winter. I'm one of those, I do not like the cold at all. So I find myself getting stuck in my house sometimes because of that. So this is really a time for you to focus on that, though, connecting with the people that you love and connecting with those that are closest, and again, connecting with nature. All right, spend some time meditating. I think there's going to be some revelations that you might come to, or even a new and more efficient way to keep building on your legacy here. If you just kind of slow down and again, stop and smell the roses is what I'm getting. Okay, so again, we're going to do the Celtic cross spread. We're going to look at the recent past. We're going to look at your subconscious. We're going to look at several factors to see what's influencing you right now. I would like to remind you that this is a general reading, so if it's not resonating with you, please do leave it behind, but I would ask that you share that with somebody who may need to hear this message. Now, I'd also invite you to stay for the entire reading, because sometimes there may be a message that comes out later here that is meant for you. And if you are sticking around, if you wouldn't mind to go ahead and tap that subscribe button. That's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps the channel grow and will help me continue bringing you these readings week after week. All right, let's check to see what your obstacle is right now. Okay, so you've got the Ten of Swords here, and it looks like well, first, the imagery here, you've got this figure that's laying face down, and there are these 10 swords that are stabbed there, like stabbed in the back. So it's oftentimes a symbol of a betrayal that may have happened here. There's darkness up at the first half of the card here, which shows that, you weren't really sure how to proceed, or maybe you're getting a little bit stuck in what to do here about this betrayal. But over here, you see this light peeking through, which can indicate that there's a dawn of a new day. That's further supplemented by the fact that this is a 10 card, which tens in tarot are the end of a cycle. So something here really caught you off guard. And I'm wondering if that's why you decided to move full steam ahead. It's almost like I'm getting the feeling that whatever this is you've been building, you kind of threw yourself into that because of this betrayal. And it was like you took all the energy and all the sadness and the hurt from that, and you said, I'm just going to throw my focus into something else, and I'm going to do as fast as I can and just distract myself. And that might be why you're being called here by the hermit, energy of the hermit, to do some self reflection, to connect with those that are closest to you, and really to connect with nature, because we're meant to learn lessons in this life so that we can increase our vibration. And if you're just running away here, focusing on something else and not reflecting on this hurt moment here, you could be missing a valuable lesson. Now, that doesn't mean stay there and get stuck and get depressed, but make sure that you're reflecting on it just enough so that you can learn from it and kind of graduate from that lesson and move on in a healthy way instead of just suppressing it. Let's look at what's going on in your subconscious. Okay, so you've got the Hierophant here, and in the subconscious, well, in any case, you've got two pillars here on the cards. You can tell that this is a holy figure of some type, typically indicated by these crosses that are going down the front. There are these two people here who are showing up to get some type of wisdom or knowledge from this leader. This really could be your subconscious's way of saying that you need to find a way to connect with the divine. In processing the grief from this betrayal, or this being left out in the cold here, you are being called to connect with your higher power, and with your higher self even. So now would be a good time to spend some time meditating, journaling, and really processing that. And again, spending some time in nature to connect and to kind of reground yourself here. Let's look at the recent past. All right, in the past, you've had the devil energy showing up. And this is often a scary looking card for a lot of people, but don't let it strike fear into you. You see this horned creature, and he's also got wings, and he's got this upside down torch here. And these two people appear to be chained and tethered to this where they can't get away. But when we look closer, we see that these chains around their necks are actually very loose. They could remove them if they want to. So it's really a card about temptation here, being stuck, stagnating, unable to move forward. So I think in your recent past, when this sort of betrayal happened here, it was like you were maybe almost tempted to sweep it under the rug at first, and you've kind of suppressed that somewhat. And what that really means is that you're really stuck still in the same emotional feelings that you were back here. You may be trying to fool yourself or fool others around you that you've sped away from this and that's in the past and it's not on your mind anymore. But I think the devil is showing up here to remind you that somewhere deep down inside that is still bothering you on some level. And again, just encouraging you to return back to that moment to try to get learn your proper lesson and then process it properly. So just don't get stuck back here. Don't be tempted to be stuck in the same cycle where you're just destined to repeat any of the same mistakes. All right. In the conscience mind, what you are aware of, okay, see, this is keeping you up at night. You've got the Nine of Swords here, and this is oftentimes called the nightmare card. So there are, with the 9 swords hanging on the wall here, it's representing that you have a number of tasks that you need to complete, or that there are a number of lessons here that are on your mind, but you can't shake them and you're not sure how to get out of this situation. Again, you're throwing in your daytime life, you're throwing yourself into distractions. You're throwing yourself into charging ahead, but you're not actually dealing with the problem that is causing the symptoms. Okay, so this card is showing up here to remind you that you have to process this. You have to address this in the right way, in a healthy way that's going to allow you to rid that so you can get some rest. Let's see what's going to happen. And I think that moment's coming because you have a cycle ending. Let's see what's going to happen in your near future. All right. This is getting better. So in the near future, you have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles shows all these arches. Everywhere you look, there's an arch. There's an arch. This guy is over here. He's building or painting this wall. These two people are coming to see him. They've got blueprints here in hand. So there is a lot of imagery that's resonating with me about this reading. Okay, so bear with me for a minute here because there's a lot that I'm getting from this card in your near future. First of all, you see these pentacles and they are built into the stone here. For me, that is tying back to your 10 of Pentacles and your legacy and the wealth or the life of abundance you're building. So that's represented positively here because this is almost becoming set in stone, kind of as a reminder that it's okay to reflect on yourself for a while because you've built so much that it's okay to take a step back and a pause to heal your inner self. Okay, now in doing that, you are going to be building these strong, strong foundations for the next cycle or the next phase of your life. So as we move out of this 10 of Swords energy here into this new path, doing it correctly, drawing from your internal wisdom, okay, seeking guidance here from your higher power, your higher self, your spirit guide, really connecting with that, and connecting with nature here. You are going to find a place where you're building this new chapter on solid foundations, and you're going to be able to finally have peace in your life here. You're going to rid yourself of the sleepless nights. Now, I can't promise you that you'll never have a sleepless night again, but you'll have a lot less of them if you really stop to smell the roses and process what's going on in a healthy, healthy way and seek guidance from those that you need it from. All right, let me see how you're seeing yourself. Okay, so this is getting better. You've got the Chariot here, and you see yourself. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because you are full steam ahead, right? With the Knight of Swords here. The Chariot is this guy standing in this, obviously in a chariot, but a very solid built chariot. It's being led by the two sphinxes, one white, one black, symbolizing light and dark. And there's perfect balance here, right? It's on these two wheels, but as they're charging forward, it is perfectly balanced. Even the top here is representing perfect balance. There's this starred tapestry that's above his head, and even the crown he's wearing has stars on it. This represents divine guidance. Okay, so you are entering a balanced approach here, but also with forward movement, indicating that you are going to be moving forward in a positive manner. So again, you know you're moving forward, but it's the balance part that you're going to be figuring out here really soon. And by balance, I mean emotional balance, not being so tied up back here with these sleepless nights. Okay, let's look at external forces here. All right, external influences, I should say. You've got the Two of Wands, and there is this this wand over here is actually bolted to this wall with showing that it's firmly in structure. I'm sorry, I'm getting so many more messages on this card. Um, Typically, I would say that this card, I almost always say he's looking out at the horizon towards expansion. He's looking at this globe here in his sights as he gazes outward and saying that he's got the whole world in his hand. But the messages I'm getting, I'm sorry, I was really overwhelmed when I picked up this card. The messages that I'm getting here is that this is expanding your conscience, your emotional mind here. Um, your emotional horizons are expanding in a good way. I'm not saying this the way that I'm getting the message, and I'm trying to make this clear. You're looking out at new horizons. Okay, you're going to, in doing this self reflection, you're going to see the world in a new light. You're no longer going to see things as something that you're running from. You're going to slow down and learn to, again, smell the roses. And, you know, this is almost a somber look that he has here, where there's this look of wisdom as he's as he's gazing out, rather. So I think in this, in seeking this guidance and connecting again with nature and your higher self, you're really going to find this way to expand your horizons more than you ever thought possibly, and you are going to view the world in a new light. You're not going to view it from a point or from a place of pain in your heart. You're going to view it as optimistically and full of opportunity and really welcoming this new thing. Again, charging towards something, not running away from something. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry, that was a really powerful card in this reading. Okay, let's take a look at your hopes and fears. You've got the Three of Cups here, and I think you're hoping for a better time, for a time of celebration. You know, they're dancing here. There's abundance about. They've all got full cups. They're cheersing their chalices. They are really celebrating a victory. And I think your fear is in being tied here in this emotion right now. You've been fearing that you'll never feel that way again, that you'll be able to fake it till you make it to the outward world, to the outside world, outside of you. They may not know how much you're hurting and that you're having sleepless nights because you've learned how to fake your way through this. But internally, you're wondering if you'll ever be happy again, truly happy. But this card is here to remind you, don't let that fear govern this. Again, you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the lessons learned here, that as long as you figure out how to process them in the right way, that you will get back to this happier time. That's why this card is showing up where it is, signifying that what you hope for or what you're fearful of that you may never have again, you truly will. Okay, that will come. Now, I'd like to take a quick pause there just to let you know that I'm offering personal readings now. I price them at very affordable rates, but my calendar is filling up because of that. So if you would like to explore this or any other matter further, please check out the links in the descriptions to see if one of those pricing strategies would work for you for a personal reading. Okay, getting back to this, let's look at your outcome, and you've got the Queen of Wands. This is a beautiful card to have here. You've got her holding the sunflower. She's also holding this wand, which is actually blossoming on the end. She's looking out, kind of not directly at us, but also not away from us. It's in a way that I like to say, whenever I see the queens, I always think of the word stoic. Okay, so there's a stoic viewpoint here. She has gained all of the wisdom that she needs. Again, kind of the same look. I know we can't see as much of this person's face, but it really is a very similar look. It's like a look of hopefulness, a look of really embracing the future, looking forward to what's to come, but also keeping in mind the lessons learned. A bit more satisfied, a healthier outlook on life. All right, let's take a look at your shadow card. So again, going on behind the scenes is you just have this desire here with the Eight of Pentacles to just keep on working. You're kind of thinking here that you can forge this path. You can get through this if you just keep throwing yourself into tasks. This card is showing up in your shadow to say we need to shift this energy a little bit. You know, there's this isolation that's happening. You can see this town is way off in the distance over here as this guy just sits here hammering out his pentacles alone. So that's to say, again, you've built what you need to build for the time being. And while isolation is okay if you're going through this journey, let's use our time wisely. Don't just keep spending it on tasks that are repetitive and not challenging us in something new. This would be the time to really do inner reflection. And again, just change this energy up a little bit more to doing something that's more constructive emotionally and fulfilling emotionally. Okay, let's take a look at your Cosmic Wisdom Oracle card. This should help give us some insight also as to how you want to move forward here. Aura. Remember that your aura is a reflection of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, so fill it with positive energy and watch it grow. Okay, so we've got to get out of this mindset. We've got to find a way to invite positivity into our lives. Again, I know I say this frequently, but meditation and journaling can do wonders. I say that from experience. I've gone through hard times in my life, learned hard lessons, some of them recently. And I will tell you that one of my favorite outlets in processing that is meditating and followed by journaling. Some days I spend an hour doing those things. Some days I only spend 10 or 15 minutes doing it. But it really is incredible what I can do in that time and how I feel. Okay, we're going to take a look at this Akashic Records Oracle card. Self-love. That's the one meant for you. You are worthy and deserving of all the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with the love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. The others are going to show up. You have to love yourself first, okay? Show love to yourself, heal your inner self, and then the celebrations and the new world will come to you. Okay, Scorpio, it's going to be a little bit of a challenging time that you're going to go through here, or that you've been going through, and I'm sorry for that, but the end of this painful cycle is coming. Remember to look within. Remember to love yourself. Okay, Scorpio, I look forward to to seeing your update next week and to giving you some guidance on your next week ahead. So again, if you'll like and subscribe this page so you never miss a reading, I would appreciate it. And go out there and work on your self-healing, Scorpio. You've got this.